There we go. Is my volume on, everybody? Is my If you can hear my volume, let me know. Try to bring my brother in. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, my guy?
Good, good. How you doing today?
Man, I'm happy to see another day.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I apologize about the inconvenience, you guys. So, but we got it. We got it. We got it. So, what we looking like today, brother?
Man, we looking good, bro. Like I say, happy to see another day. My
Absolutely.
son had AAU basketball, so that had us
Okay.
busy for the whole day, but it was a success. He learned a lot of lessons and just being around him, and my daughter went too, so that was definitely a plus for me.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. 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 So, our topic of conversation today is going to be what?
We talked about gender roles.
Okay.
Let me cut my volume up just a little bit so I can hear you a little better.
Okay. Mine also.
Okay, we all set.
There we go. So, we're
All right.
on
Well,
Zoom.
first of all, everybody who don't know me, I'm Lorenzo Reynolds, originally from Saginaw, Michigan, born and raised. Spent some time in the amateur and professional boxing. After boxing, I got a chance to get off into fitness training. Uh, Graduated from ministry school at the Potter House in 2016.
Hmm.
Life coach and just a lot of experience with working with people of all ages.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, my name is Purnell Gates. I am a business owner, a husband, an uncle, um, a former professional boxer. So, um, absolutely. Yeah, we've kind of touched a little bit of everything, man. Touched a little bit of everything. I mean, all I can say is God is good and life is good.
It's
You know?
good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So our show is called From His Perspective.
Yes.
And what we're doing is we always sit down and talk as men to get our perspective on, different topics. And so we wanted to include other brothers and, of course, get questions and comments and involvement from our sisters as well. But
Yeah,
the show is
absolutely.
the show is just seeing things from a guy's perspective.
Yep.
And as you know, nobody is perfect, so we don't expect to be perfect, but it's just from our perspective.
I'm
Had to
silly,
put that
guys. I'm
out there,
silly.
man, so they won't, come at us
Yeah,
too tough.
absolutely. You know, I look at this and I wanted to do this because um, it's a learning experience for me also, as well as we can help others. Um, young men as well as young ladies can get an opportunity to ask questions or in a relationship and say, okay, hey, just what is anything we say, I'm not going to say it's absolutely the right way. It's just how we think.
Right.
It's just from our perspective. And, we're doing this just so, um, you guys can come in, ask questions, and just get it from our perspective, a guy's perspective, or just hear how guys talk just on a regular basis amongst each other. You
And
know,
again, we all learn, and if we learn, then we get a chance to move forward as a people, right?
yeah, yeah. And I think that's what conversation does. It just helps us
Absolutely.
learn and helps us grow. So,
So last week we talked about communication, and that
yeah.
was a good show.
Yes.
I had people inboxing me throughout the week with further questions and comments. So thank you all for who all inboxed me or Purnell. This week we're talking about gender roles, and we
Let's
want
get
to
it.
look at it from three perspectives: financially, uh, gender roles. We want to look at
Hmm.
it from a chore, like chore as in housework. We know that sometimes people have different and identify with a different on chores. And then
Sure.
the last one we'll touch on is decision making. when it
Okay.
comes to gender roles. And let's just
Absolutely.
speak on that. So financially, let's start with financially.
Okay.
And again, we know financially, like back in the day, the man was supposed to pay for everything. And so in today's time, that has changed. You have women who are managers, CEOs,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, and they do a great job at it. So it's changed. And so I kind of want to know, how do you feel about it? I know your wife, has a great career.
Sure.
How does that work in your household financially?
Well, um, to be totally honest, I'm not big on finances as far as, yes, we both were, um, pretty, before we met, we were doing good in our careers.
Right,
I don't, I focus on the relationship. I know finances is a part,
right.
but I mean, I don't really look at that. I mean, just to be totally honest,
All right, so cut and dry.
okay.
Would you allow your wife to pay certain bills in the house, or do you feel like as a man you
To be
absolutely have to pay those bills?
no, as long as they get paid. I mean, to be honest, I really don't even pay the bills. I mean, my wife would tell you, she'd be like, he don't know. He don't know what the. I mean, just
Okay.
being honest, he doesn't know what the light bill is, or this is, I don't. And I mean, she just handles that. We were having a conversation earlier in the week about, um, women making more money than men, or
Okay.
would that be a problem?
Right.
And for me, I don't think it matters. When you're in a relationship, I mean, you guys are together. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So with that being said, whatever comes in the house comes in the house. I
Got
mean, long as everything is getting taken care of, I mean, I don't, just my opinion, and in my relationship, I don't think it really matters. I mean, our job is to make sure each other is good, and, just handle business, man. I think people put too much focus on finances instead of just saying, okay, we're gonna work together. This is what we have, and this is what we're doing. It's not, oh, she made this amount and I make this amount, so she's spending my money. It should be you guys' money. You know what I
right.
mean? It, and that's just my opinion. That's
Yeah.
just my
And that
opinion.
that's good, man. That sounds good. Especially when two people can bring something to the table. But
Yeah.
as a man, I don't know if it ever happened to you. What happens if you don't, for a period of time have that income coming in? What kind of advice would you give to a younger brother that just don't
You
have that
know,
income coming in and he actually have to depend on his woman?
I guess I look at it and say, you ha- you have to choose the right partner, right?
Right.
And choosing the right partner is someone who, I'm I'm just speaking from, again, my perspective. My wife doesn't look at it and say, okay, you're going to choose someone who you feel like is going to be fair, going to come to the table. And, I'm not, I don't find that attractive that a woman depends on a man. I don't find that, I wouldn't choose a woman like that to say, oh, I'm going to just stay home and this is, I
Be
want you to have a
housewife.
life. I want you to have a career. I want you to, what are you passionate in? What do you want to do? You know,
Yeah.
e- even my wife's career right now, I asked her, I said, okay, so what would you like to do besides that? What other business can I start for you to help
Mhm.
you to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want someone just sitting around, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Help me help you.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
yeah, that's good. So it sounds like to me it's gonna be different from person to person, and it's
It
kind of
is.
basically
It,
like
it, it
whatever
it
y'all
really is.
agree on.
And like I said, especially that is personal preference. You know what
Right.
I mean? I mean, some men probably would have a problem with with their wives making more money than them. I I could care less. I mean, to
Gotcha.
be totally honest, I don't care. I mean, you know,
I like that. That's good. All right, so
what is your thoughts with that?
okay, being unmarried, single,
Hmm.
I want a woman who, who brings something to the table. For
Okay.
me, it's attractive to have your own mindset, to have your own goals. And, at this point, I'm almost 40. So
So
if you're not bringing nothing to the table at this point,
how
it's
would you
kind of
feel
sad.
if your woman made more money than you?
I honestly think I wouldn't be bothered by it at all
Okay.
because,
Okay.
it's coming into the house. And for me personally, it's gonna set the standard high that,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
not that we
Yes.
in competition with each other, but it's gonna set it to say, hey, I gotta keep something great coming in as well
Yes.
because
And, and
iron
and
sharp iron.
and I think that's how I look at that situation and say, you know what, motivate me. I mean, me and my brother, we are we motivate each other.
Right,
His
right, right.
success is my success, but I look at it and say, okay, I got I got to keep grinding. I got to keep going. And he pushes me and I push him. And so, yeah, you have to, man. You have that. You have to have that someone that's motivating and pushing you. And put yourself around like-minded people. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's your spouse or whoever. Success breeds success. You know?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I definitely agree with that. All right, my next question.
sure.
I was just thinking of something. I want our viewers to kind of tune in on this. If
Okay.
you are a woman, would you pay for the first date with a man? And if you are a man, would you be comfortable with that woman paying on the first date? Or do we have the traditional mindset of saying back in the day we didn't do that? I'm gonna read a few of the comments. Somebody said
I'm
as
a.
long as the
I got
couple
a
is on
story
the
for you,
same on
brother.
everything, it can be worked through. It's a
So
partnership. It's definitely a partnership to
it
the end.
is.
Continue to balance each other. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
be
definitely
totally
agree with
honest,
that.
and this is 100% a true story. So the first day I met my wife, we had met, talked on the phone. We mutual friends introduced us, and um, to make the long story short, we went to go. I was going to cook some food, and
Okay.
we had met at a club, and I ended up losing my wallet, and I didn't know it till we got to the store.
Wow, it's a few
True
women
story.
saying this.
She paid for, so she realistically paid for the first date. She paid for it, but that made me really attracted to her
Okay.
because it wasn't any hesitation, and it was just, I got you. You know what I mean? And we came back, cooked, talked. We talked for, man, like hours on the phone the first couple of days. It was
Right.
crazy. It was
Right.
crazy. But I mean, for me, I end up next day paying her back because I had lost, real talk, lost my wallet. And I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? But I mean, she paid for the first date. I know it seemed kind of crazy, but it
Right.
happened. It
It
happened. But it just
happens.
showed me who she was and who I was dealing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got a comment that just came in. This
Sure.
young lady said she's met men in the past and she's paid for a date and it didn't end well. So she feel like moving forward, the man needs to be the provider. What would you say? What would you say on that one? She
I
said,
just
"He who finds a wife finds a good
he
thing." So
does.
she's spiritual.
So I look at it like this. Whoever you are, you're gonna run into all kind of different people, right? Don't let
Right.
them change you who you are.
That's
Just
good.
because if this is the person you are, God's gonna bless you and you're gonna end up meeting who you're supposed to meet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't let them stop your heart. If that's what your heart is and that's who you are, you're letting other people adjust, change you from who you really are. If you're a giving
Absolutely.
person, be that person. I
Yeah.
mean, so
We
what
had
do you
another
think of
one
that?
that came in and she said if the man asks for the date, then she expect for him to pay.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree
That's
with
that's definitely a good ginger roll, right? If you ask, you should you should
that.
pay it, take some bottles to the store or something.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I would allow, if I was on a first date, a woman to pay. But like I said, that was a different circumstance that I was in, and it
Losing your
ended.
wallet, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I
so
agree. That definitely shows something about the character, and so I agree. A
it
few
does.
people said it depends on the situation.
It
So
does.
I would have to take that stance. It definitely depends on the situation because you don't want to set the stage of being the person who's always opening their wallet or the woman who's always opening her purse for
Mhm.
that person. You could be sending out a bad signal. So
Yeah,
it definitely depends.
yeah. I mean, I think it's a man's job. A man should initiate. You know what I mean? That's just like saying, should a woman open the door for a man?
Yeah, you
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 know,
got to draw the line somewhere.
you
Because if
do,
you
you
don't draw the
do,
line somewhere,
you
it's
do.
just man,
And
everything gonna be bad.
just as a man, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be the one pursuing,
Right?
and so yeah, yeah, handle that. Handle that.
Definitely. Yeah, that definitely
Yeah,
has to be handled. All
yeah,
right, the second part of it was thank y'all for y'all comments. Someone we're able to read, someone we're not, but thank you. Please continue to comment. The second part was Ginger Rose dealing with house chores or housework, however you want to say it.
sure.
As a man, do you have a problem doing washing the dishes and folding the clothes and just anything in the house that, again, back in the day we was told this is what the woman do. Do you have a problem with that?
I don't do it, but I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I mean, that's just what
Do you
my
know how to
wife.
wash clothes, bro?
Huh?
Do you know how to wash clothes?
I can't hear you.
Do you know how to wash clothes properly?
One more time.
Do you?
uh, I'm gonna be, bruh. It's bad around here for me, man. I'm just being honest. I don't.
It's a
I'm
lady.
blessed,
She say it's sexy when a man wash dishes. You might want to try that out, bro.
bruh. I'm already spoken for. So if
I'm talking about with your wife. You can put some Vaseline on
I
your
mean,
arms and wash them
I
dishes,
don't
bro.
I don't mind helping, and
Right.
I'll come in sometime and say, okay, hey, let me. But it's I'm gonna just be honest. It's rare. I mean, I'll do the yard work or what have you, but that's just not what I do. You know what
Right.
I mean? I'm just, and that's my wife got sick, and I had to cook. I probably lasted 2 days, bro. And
2 days in
I'm
the
like,
kitchen.
we we can fast food it. I mean, we can go. I can order myself. I can order some
Sidebar,
stuff.
bro. You're gonna have to get you an air fryer and let that air fryer do what it
Uh,
do.
I that's just not my lane. I'm
Right,
just
right,
saying that's just
right.
not my lane. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, when I was single, I would eat out a lot. Can I cook? I can. I can grill pretty good, but
You say when you were single, you were what?
I would eat out a lot.
I'm just being silly, man.
I,
I've been hanging around my son and my nephew, so anything
okay.
silly,
Don't go
they
there,
gonna catch
please.
it. Yeah. But
uh,
yeah, man, I ain't like I can do it, but it's just something to me. It's something special and unique when a woman put her touch on
yeah,
washing clothes. The
yeah.
smell is different. I be teasing with my boy Andre Durrell when I say his wife. I was over there one day, bro, and they washed my clothes, and I've never had a scent like that before. So it's just something special about a woman. So can I get it done? Absolutely, but
Absolutely.
I prefer for the woman to do,
You know,
those things. But,
and I'm gonna say I've been married 16, 17 years, bro. So
uh-huh.
it's a little different. I
Is
mean,
there? Yeah.
I haven't. Some of these things, I don't go to the grocery store, bro. I mean, so I'm just saying, and it may be I'm spoiled in those areas, but I just don't. I
Right.
mean, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good at I'm not good in those areas. Now, yard work, I ride my little rider lawnmower and make sure we good. Something around the
Gotcha.
house needs to be fixed.
Okay, she gave me the game. She said I got to use the right fabric softener. And I've
You
been
said what?
trying, bro, but I still can't get it to smell like a woman laundry smell. So I don't know if they putting the right amount in there, or if I got to let the water fill up first.
Hmm.
But I guess I'm gonna just leave that to the woman, bro.
So let's hit some of this meat and potatoes in this conversation. So let's bring somebody in and see what they have to say about the conversation.
On chores and housework, how you feeling about it? You got a brother ready to step up to the plate? When there's mutual respect for each other, it doesn't matter.
I'm just looking on here. Um, will one of you guys like to come in and have something to say about this conversation? Let's see. I got somebody right here. I do not know how to do this, bro, and I apologize.
He got to send a request to you. Did he send a request?
No, but okay, I can't just pick someone.
No, it's got to be someone who sent a request to you.
Oh, okay, okay,
So let me ask you this then, while we waiting.
sure.
Do you ever feel like you need to give your wife that day off or that break?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay.
I do. And I mean, like I said, periodically I'll come in and do that, or I'll be like, we're going out to eat.
Okay.
You
So
know,
that's the break. So the break is never you actually doing the work yourself?
I mean, sometimes. I mean, as far as cooking, no. I'm
Okay.
just gonna be honest. No, no. But I'll. It's just me and her, so it's not like it's a lot of dishes or this and that. Or
Right, right,
if
right.
I mess them up, I'll wash them or something like that. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm
Okay. I was just testing your gangster, bro. I had to, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
I
Okay.
had to see if you could flex. So you saying I can come to your house and catch you cleaning the toilet there once in a while, right? I can catch you cleaning. You got an apron with your name on it. What it say?
Periodically, bro. Periodically. Periodically. He said facts. um,
Oh, they giving me the game on the fabric softener. I'm finna take it to another level.
so um, my wife just texted me something. I don't know what she texted.
They say I
She
gotta get the blue bottle. I'm gonna get that blue bottle. They got me sold on it.
send me a request, V, please, to bring you in.
Like the yellow and orange bottle. I might have to do both till I find out which one smells the best. Swivel.
So,
Yeah.
um, what's your thoughts with this conversation, brother?
Man, with the whole chores, I think it should go. I think it should go back and forth. You know, I think just like we want to break on certain things. Like I said, I like the way a woman do everything
Hmm.
better than a man in the house when it comes to organizing, when it comes to just making the house a home. But I do think that woman probably gonna need a break sometime, and so
Yeah, and
you
like I
giving
said,
that woman that break and saying, "Hey, I got it today. Let me show you that I can do it." You know what I mean? I can't do it as good as you, but it's gonna be 100% of my effort. I think it'd
absolutely,
be appreciated.
and I agree with that. I think that's fair.
Somebody say housework isn't hard to do, and it ain't hard to do. But if you don't like to do it, it's a little different.
You know, I guess I look at some situations kind of like out of sight, out of mind,
Yeah,
right? And again, bringing certain things to my attention, and that's what I like about us having these conversations because, it makes you think and it makes you look at situations and say, okay, you know what, I can be better in this area. I can
yeah,
be a better husband over here, or I can just be a better person over here. And that's who and what I want to be. You know what I
Right,
mean? That's
right,
who
right.
and what I want to be. And so just looking at these situations and having these conversations, and even you saying that, say, okay, you know what?
Maybe I could
Tuesday,
brush up in that area.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
think so, bro. It's
yeah.
because at the end of the day, it's always kind of hard for us to see ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You need somebody on the outside to see you. I think
Okay,
that's why the Bible says, "Seek wise counsel." You know what I'm
okay.
saying? That's why I've always enjoyed having conversations with you because
Hmm.
I'm like, not only is he older, he a businessman and he had experience, so that's wise counsel. You're not gonna just tell me no anything, and so
Sure,
I think that's important for our brothers to get the right information because if you get that wrong information, then for a period of time you would think that that's the right way to go, never knowing that you killing what was supposed to be a seed. You know what I'm saying? And that seed gonna
okay,
grow into what it's supposed to be eventually. But if you kill it at the seed level, you can never, the relationship will never be what it was predestined to be, is what I'm trying to say.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's dig into this finances a little bit. So, um, do you? What is your thoughts um, on the guy paying for everything?
The guy paying for everything.
Hmm.
um, for me personally, I wouldn't want that to work, or I wouldn't want a situation like that, because if I'm paying for everything, to me, I just think, what are you doing with your money, or are you even in a position to make money, right? And so it's just all about being in that position. I think that it don't necessarily have to be 50-50, but we both should bring something to the table. And so
Okay,
that'll be my agreement that we both bring something to a table, and that's just something that we have to agree on. What that something is, it don't specifically have to be 50-50, 60-40, but it's just something that brings money is power. We all know that. The Bible even declares that the money is power. And so with that power and that authority, what are you doing? You want to be
hmm,
able to get a person certain gifts, and you shouldn't have to get them a gift from the allowance that they giving you. If I'm giving you an allowance to get me a gift, is that really a gift from you? But if you have your own money or you bring certain resources to the table, then it's just gonna make our relationship that much more wider. You know what I'm saying? We'd be able to travel and be able to do different things. So I don't want it to where it's all on me, because at that point in time, a lot of times when men have that, they develop a superior complex, right? Because
okay.
they controlling everything, and so after a while, they begin to control this woman. I don't want that control. I want her to have her own mindset, her own identity, and I believe that her own identity, gonna make me better when she, you know what I'm saying, from God. So that's
Sure.
my thought on that.
Read some of these comments. Someone said, how do you make a woman feel validated if you're always working?"
Oh, that's a good one. If you always working, you gotta take time. You still gotta take time. If
Hmm.
the earth itself was completed in 6 days, but he took the
Sure.
seventh day to rest,
Uh-huh.
then you better take that 7th day to value that woman. It's just all about balancing your time out. There's no such thing as I can't. You have to find it.
You know,
Whether it's an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, you better rub some feet. You better do something.
I was
That's
just
my thought.
I was just speaking to my cousin just tonight about a this situation, because they're like, "Well, you guys vacation quite a bit," and I say, I make time for that, right?
Right, right,
I don't ever want to work and just pay bills,
right.
ever. I mean, you have to. I feel like you have to enjoy life, right?
You have to.
And and, and for me also, I feel like when you vacation or you go with
Hmm.
us going away on vacation, it's getting that quality time together. And people, I feel like people evolve. And
Hmm.
so when they evolve, you really get to know your person again. Or say,
Yeah.
okay, you know what, I changed in this area, or I changed in this area. Because it's funny, I have to start looking at situations and say, when we first got together, I like this, but I don't like this anymore.
Yeah,
or I don't like just certain situations you just grow out of. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
that, bro. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
you just grow out of.
So you know what, people? What I'm thinking. Being that our conversation is on roll, somebody said, "What good is making money if you can't enjoy it?" To me, everything gonna be about balance, right?
Okay.
And so, since we're talking about gender roles, whatever roles that you and your woman have, it has to be where it's gonna create balance.
Yes.
And if that's you doing one more of this and she doing more of that, as
Hmm.
long as it create that balance, then y'all gonna win. If there's ever a role where one of them gonna be a false balance to the other, then you're gonna be in trouble. And that comes with anything, making money or not
Hmm.
making money, cleaning or not cleaning, or whatever it is. If it don't bring balance, then you're gonna be in trouble.
Hello.
Really, really quick question, then you can jump off. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rand.
Okay, we was talking about which one? We was talking about the finance, and then we brought in the chores. Okay, so we asked you, since you here. Uh, uh, Gates already stressed that you do all the cooking, you do all the cleaning. Do you ever feel like you need a break from it, or do you ever want him to tag team with you?
I mean, sometimes I do feel like I need a break from it,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's just kind of I just do it because I know it needs to be done, or if he likes things a certain way, or he like a certain.
Dang.
No,
No,
I'm
that's
just
good. No, that's real. I like that. I
That's
like
good. I love it. That's how we learn.
so, and
that. He
then
like,
that's just how it's been. Like it's like every day on my work, it's like thinking about like prepping, like what am I gonna cook when I get home, or just trying to like plan out my day.
Right.
Sometimes I'll ask him, I'm like, hey, what you want for dinner? And he never give me any ideas. He just say, it don't matter, whatever.
Gotcha.
But then sometimes if I just make whatever, then he kind of, sometimes he might give a little side eye and be like, I really don't want this. But,
Wow.
but I mean, it's cool. But
can I say this?
we've been together so long that
I love you. I love you so much. You're not allowed on here ever again.
We're moving on.
but we've been together for so long, like so I kind of already know like what you like to eat, what you don't like to eat. So which
I'm pretty.
and I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind doing what I do. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's like it's a it's a chore, like trying to think of what we gonna have or what this, but it's not just me. I talk to other people too. It's the same, but I'm not complaining. I'm just
Right.
putting it out
No,
there. You
no,
ask,
no, that's
so,
good.
No, I love it because, like I say, that's how we learn. And he probably never heard it or from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because we
right,
we only hear it from our perspective and other men. So to get your
right.
perspective, on it though, that's truly an eye opener. So I'm pretty sure after this, he might help you with a little prep. And you know me, I like to throw jabs at him, so I'm gonna challenge him in about
You already know he gonna
6 weeks. I'm
do
be
it.
like, how many
I
times
know.
have you washed the dishes, bro?
Click her off. Goodbye, V.
Bye.
Thanks, B. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
You know,
I think you have
I
to cut me off.
just hang up, back, please. You got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's good though, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, what I basically heard her saying is when we went back to the whole balance thing, where she said,
Uh huh.
"Hey, I love what I'm doing, but sometimes I need a break too." So
Yeah. Yeah.
again,
And again, like I said, I definitely respect that. I guess I just look at the situation, and we have to be more conscious of it.
absolutely,
Yeah, we just have to be more conscious of it. And like I said, I already know I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? I'm not.
absolutely,
And I think what the situation, I'm accustomed to her just doing what she does, and I do what I do, and we just rock with it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
easy. It's easy to fall into a habit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard to
yeah,
break them, but it's easy to
yeah.
fall into it.
And I
And
don't
that could
think
definitely be a habit.
it's it's definitely not my intention.
Right.
You know what I mean? I see my boy Aaron on here. Send us a friend request or a request to come on in.
All right. So the last one, P,
Sure.
before we run out of time, as it relates to gender roles, decision making.
Okay.
Decision making. You know, we've always been told that the man is the head, right? The man is
Okay.
the head. And so when it comes to decision making, how are you with that? Are you willing to, you know, compromise with your wife, or do you feel like the majority of the decisions are based on, you know, what you thought or what you feel or your level of education, or
No,
however you
I
come
think
up?
everything has to be a compromise. If you're married, everything has to be a compromise. I mean,
Yeah.
or you have to at least discuss it. Like we were talking about last week, and I was saying um, 49-51, and I was saying that only if you guys can agree on something. But I think
Okay.
everything needs to be discussed. We have to respect each other. You know what I mean? We have to respect each other. And we have to just look at situations and say, you know what?
Right.
This is this. Everything needs to be discussed.
Absolutely.
Everything. Everything. I mean, I'm going to say as men, we kind of feel like sometimes our feelings don't matter. You know what I mean? But I think we have to get better in communicating also. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, oh, I'm doing this. Just like she was just saying about chores. That's just what she does. And I think sometimes we take it for granted. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
If somebody on here know y'all well, they say she spoils you. And she do. I remember I was over there and she cut the brother pancakes up for him. I ain't never
shut
seen pancakes cut up.
up.
So, you know, I had the hate. It was a good hate. You gotta have that
Oh
younger
my
brother that give you
God.
that good hate. I was like, what's she gonna do next? Feed you the pancakes? But you know, even though we laughed about it, it definitely gave me a great example of you know, a caring, loving woman. So I put
No,
that
it's
on
just
my
people that you keep
I
out
put
your
it
house.
on my heart. Like, okay, she got to cut my pancakes up.
Oh my goodness. Only big.
She said, "You a
Wow.
big baby." That's funny.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
man,
Big
those
babies over here.
decisions, man. Yeah,
Huh?
that for a lot of people, that sometimes be a deal breaker, man, when it comes to making decisions. Because you know, as a man, some men feel like, hey, I got the power of the last say so over this, and it's gonna be what I say.
You
And you
know,
know, sometimes that could lead to a terrible situation.
I think Rand's everything is growth, right? And going into situate, going into the relationship, um, you have to learn everything, right?
Right.
And some things aren't what they appear to be, or oh, as a young man, you think relationships are this and this, but they're more
And then you get
compromise.
older and find out it's
Man,
way more
yeah.
to it.
You know, I never really understood till now the dynamic of my mom and dad. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, man, and now I get it because he was just looking at situations and just saying, you know what? Yeah, it's not a big deal. Let her, and I was looking at it like, why you just let her get her way or let her do this? And you know what? But that's his wife, and whatever works for them. You
Whatever
know what I
works for
mean?
them.
Whatever works for them.
It's
And
gonna always be different. Somebody said ultimately it's a what she say it's an equal. She says it's an equal opportunity. Ultimately, the final decision goes to the head of the household,
okay,
and that's a good way to look at it. But I guess my question to a woman would be, what if you know that decision isn't the right decision? That's when it could become tricky or
okay,
tough because if that woman is following that man and she know he's wrong, like you supposed to be in alignment, but you know the head is wrong. That's when it can become tough.
right,
And I guess on that one you got to go to God or
yeah,
do some praying
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think the gender role for me though, I don't think it's a I don't think I really look at it in that manner. I'm just like, you know what? It's times I'll help her out periodically in the
Uh-huh.
house if she needs some help, or if I'm outside doing yard work, she'll come out and help me out. So I really don't look at it and say, you know, it's a guy thing or a female thing. I just think it's help. And like what she was just saying earlier, yeah, sometimes just give me a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? Just be a
Right.
little bit considerate in that area. You
Yeah.
know, and like I said, I'm glad um, just me hearing it now to say, you know what, step up and start and
Step
make
up.
sure you help out a little bit around the house. So yeah, that's good. As a
Yeah.
woman, you have to express. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
you definitely got to express yourself. Ain't no sense of holding it in because
Yeah,
it's going to cause problems in other areas if you hold it in without expressing yourself. I
yeah,
definitely agree with
yeah. I agree with that also. I agree with that. So, do any of you guys have any questions for me and Rand, or just questions? Period. You know,
I just hope that it helps somebody, man. I definitely
you
hope that
know,
something was said that was
I
helpful.
do.
I learned a few things. Yeah, I definitely learned a few things.
So, how do you feel about gender roles, Rand? That's what I was asking you earlier.
Man, just uh, like I said about balancing things out. You know what I'm saying? If she supersedes with the cleaning, let her do the cleaning. If you supersede with the outside work, you do that. And as long as y'all equally respect each other,
Hmm.
things are balanced out. So that's my main thing, just trying to balance things out.
Someone said, "How do you spoil your wife?"
She reaching. Agreement is important, but
She's spoiled. Trust me, she's spoiled. She's spoiled. I mean, I think I spoil her with um, travel. Just I have a problem. I gift her whatever I think she may want
uh,
or she mentioned. I'm trying to buy, and um, that's how I was trying to spoil her. But I don't think her love language is really gifts. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And I was gonna say that you have to
Yeah,
know that person love language.
yeah, because I bought her a Range Rover and she like, yeah, thanks, it's cool. She
Yeah,
not into cars like that. I mean,
right.
seriously. I bought her several cars and really nice cars, and she just like, yeah, it's cool. A car's a car. You know what I mean? And I'm like, she should be in just going crazy, but that's not who she is. You know what I mean? She's not really it for her it could be I write a card or something like that, or we go somewhere together. That's probably more of her love language is spending time together rather than gifts, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
So,
I agree. You gotta know your person love language, not just
yeah,
yours. Uh,
yeah.
Somebody asked a question. They said, "Do a man have an expectation when he asks a woman what she brings to the table? Do a man have an expectation when he asks?"
That's a great question.
That's a great question. I like that.
Yeah,
And
that
my
is a good.
answer would be yes. A mature man does. A mature man want to know what that woman brings to the table. And for me, personally, the first thing I want to hear her say is, I bring a relationship with God to the table.
Okay.
Because that's going to tell me something about her intellect. That's going to tell me something about her core values. And if that intellect, that relationship with God and her core values is on a mature level,
Hmm.
everything else we can grow from. Those are great seeds to have. So that's kind of what I want to hear, because that's going to prevent you from being lazy, trifling, not wanting anything out of life or
Hmm.
anything. All the major negative things that we're not attracted to. That's gonna prevent that off the dribble. So that's what it would be for me.
You know, I think I just look at her. it may be wrong, but I try to look at a person's heart, right?
Right.
And
Yep.
just say, um, and especially first meeting, I don't, what she brings to the table financially or whatever else, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me.
Right.
I guess I look at the situation and say, um, I'm probably not attracted to someone that doesn't have a. That's why I don't think finances matter to me like that, because I just feel like they're gonna come. That's just like with me as a guy. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna do what I got to do, and you know what I mean.
Hmm.
It's just in me. It's just who you are, and so I just think looking at the person and who they are, um, everything is just gonna fall in place. You know what I mean? As
Oh
far
yeah,
as
yeah.
financially, you know,
It definitely can. I think it definitely can fall in place. Like I said, if those core values is there, and you see,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
see hope and faith, it'll grow. But I think
I mean,
ultimately, I think we know, man. A lot of times we know, but we just let things that are not important uh kind of cloud our
someone,
decision making.
not
Things
to
like
cut you off, and I
sex.
apologize. Someone just said, I love when guys see me and not what I do, and I think
And
she's
see
talking
you and not
about
what you
her.
do. That's good because that's like what you just said, learning the heart.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I mean that, but I guess I look at situations and say, what happens when you retire, right?
Right.
Or
But then too, P, that could be a little tricky because a lot of times what you do is a part of your personality too. It's a part of your personality to a certain degree. I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
okay,
It's a part of your personality because most of the time, and we'll just use this. If a woman is a nurse, right?
hmm,
She a nurse by profession. Most of
sure,
the time, she gonna be loving and caring and gentle at home and in other areas with family members because that's a part of who she is. So sometimes what you do is a part of you, and I ain't saying have a false balance with that by saying I'm only gonna be with a person by what they accomplish or what they bring to the table, but it's a part
okay.
of who you are too.
Um, I don't know. I'm I'm saying that because my wife is a therapist, right? But I just think who she is who she is. I don't think what she likes to do have really anything to do with that. You know what I mean? I mean,
Mm,
if she was a police officer, I just feel like she would be the same Vanetta. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I mean, and that's just my opinion. I don't. That's like us being boxers, right?
right.
I don't think that's who we are. I think it's a part of who we are, but I don't think
It's a
it's who
part
we
of
are.
who you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't
definitely.
think it's. But it's not who I am or who I need to be with my wife, right?
I
Because
got
I don't need to be aggressive with her. I don't need to be. You know what I'm saying?
you. Hmm.
So that's why I say I look at situations, and I guess we have to separate situations.
You
Um,
definitely got to separate certain
yeah,
things. You
yeah,
in trouble if you don't.
right,
Everything ain't for everybody, and everything ain't for everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah, that's that aggressive fighter you was in the ring. You definitely can't take that mentality to
sure,
a relationship. You'll
sure,
be lost in the sauce if you do. I agree with you on that one.
yeah, and that's why. But like I said, to be honest, everything is a learning process. Also,
It is, but
every
no, you definitely can't. You definitely can't sum up a person's value by what they do because it's a part, but it's just one of the pieces in
sure,
that pizza that makes that circle. It's just a slice, but it's not everything. But yeah, it's pretty interesting though, just to compare.
um, let's get some more questions in here. What do you see?
She was just saying some people have great
Great
jobs
job.
and are
Yeah,
horrible
good.
people. Yeah, facts.
She said some people have great jobs and are horrible people.
Facts.
Yeah,
I
it,
couldn't
it
agree
is.
more.
But that's why I was saying, bro, I know several people that have a ton of money, right?
Right.
And that aren't good people. And I
Ain't
know
happening.
some people that don't really have very much money, the best people in the world,
Yeah,
right?
I
And
agree.
so that's why I was saying earlier, it's not it's not a financial thing when it comes to my heart. Or it's not a financial thing with me dating someone, right? Even looking at the future, it's not. I want to know if this person can love me and if we're compatible. And if we are compatible, this person is a go getter anyway. You know what I
That's
mean?
good, bro.
So, you know, yeah, that's just how I look at it.
That's powerful. That's
That's just
powerful,
how I look
man.
at it.
All right. So
Yeah.
we at that point, man. Any last words you want to share?
Um, I I really just think people shouldn't really put too much emphasis on finances,
Hmm.
right? And so many people do, and so
Yeah.
many people do. I just feel like if you find the right person, um, that's who it is, and that's who you should be with, who you should be with, And I think the finances and everything go work themselves out, you know.
Yeah.
Do I feel like you have to work and you have to have a good work ethic? Yeah, I do, but I don't want to ever go in a relationship or ever be in a relationship starting off worrying about finances. What is this person bringing to the table?
That's
Do I
powerful.
do I feel like you it's a talk that you guys should have before you get in a serious relationship and say, okay, hey, because you have to be comfortable in whatever situation you're in, also, right? I
That's
think
good.
it should be a conversation,
A
but
conversation.
I
Hmm.
don't think for me it's not a deal breaker and say, oh, this person make this a lot of money or this person don't make this.
Right.
When I go into a relationship, I want to know, am I finding somebody that's going to love me, that's going to love my family, and that
Right.
we're compatible, and that we can build something together, right?
Good.
And that's what it is. You
Hmm.
know, I think another conversation to go with that is looking at your situations before you get in a situation. Make sure. Okay. I'm sorry. I was just reading a text. I apologize about that.
Hmm.
Um,
You said looking at your situation before you get into it.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I think that's powerful.
before you get into a situation, I think you need to understand what you're getting into and
Uh,
understand who people are, man.
I couldn't
People,
agree more with that.
yeah, people get in relationships and it can be a starving artist, right? And this person have all the talent in the world, and like, okay, you know what? They keep grinding, they keep this, and that, and eventually it's gonna work out.
Right.
If I don't care what it is, I'll tell you a quick story real quick. So my brother used to be like, "Oh, I can sing and I'm acting and I'm modeling," and I was looking at this dude. I'm just looking at this dude like, bro, if you don't sit down.
Right.
No, seriously, bro, seriously. And I'd be like, Chris, stop playing. You know what I mean? But he kept grinding. Then he just started getting better and better, and stuff just started working out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. But anything you do, I think it's work, man. You have to have
Oh,
a
definitely,
you
man.
you
It's
have to
work.
have a good work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And you have to go at whatever situation it is and say, you know what? I'm gonna work at this. I'm gonna work at this. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna grind. I mean, and then everything works itself out. Once you just focus on whatever it is that you're trying to do, and put your heart and soul into it, I think it's going to work out. I feel
That's
like that
good.
about relationships.
I, I couldn't
Yeah,
agree
I feel
more,
like
man.
that. What is your summary on that? Your
My closing thoughts when it comes to ginger rolls is it's two Bible scriptures that come to my mind.
Okay.
One of them is Amos 3:3,
Okay.
and it asks a question. It says, "Can two walk together unless they be agreed?" So when it comes to ginger rolls, I think that two people need to agree, and once y'all come to that agreement, that's what it is. And I think that that comes with what you said, learning each other, learning strengths, learning weaknesses. And, a lot of times you will learn a person weakness when you immature to use that in an argument. But when you become mature, you will learn a person weakness to be their strength in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was Proverbs 11:1. It says that a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. So when it comes to gender roles, we want to make sure that we have that balance. We use that a few
Equal.
times tonight. You want to make sure you have that a balance, and you want to make sure you agree. So I would, moving forward, try to collaborate those two scriptures and put them into real life.
So when you're
Amos 3
saying
and 3.
balance, are you speaking of like equally yoked?
Uh, Not only equally yoked, because a lot of times people don't understand that when it was saying equally yoked, it was saying amongst non-believers and believers. It wasn't saying that we have to be on the same level spiritually, or you got to know as many Bible scriptures as I know, or you have to make the same amount of money that I make. It just says that one, don't be with somebody who is a non-believer if you are a believer. So that's what I got out of the whole unequally
When
yoked thing.
so when I guess when I say equally yoked,
Hmm.
or I hear, just my thought with that is that you guys are coming to the table with the same intent.
Yeah, and again, if that intent is first we love God, and secondly we're gonna try to better each other by any
Correct.
means, it's gonna take what you said. It's gonna take that work.
Right.
You're gonna have to have a brain and a shovel, and you're gonna have to dig, and you're gonna go through the fiery furnace, and you gonna be put to the test.
Hmm.
But if your core is on God, you can't lose.
Sure.
We know that at the end we win, but going through that fight, it's gonna get ugly. We watch the Rocky movies. It's gonna look like a Rocky fight
Right.
where you then got
Right.
dropped, you then did everything except for throwing the towel. But
Okay.
at the end, you'll get that victory, like you said, man. So my thing is, again, make that agreement and have that balance, or at least try to be as balanced as possible, and
Hmm.
just move forward and learn. It's a forever learning thing, because we change as people. Some of the things that you liked in your 20s, you're not gonna like in your 30s and your
Yeah.
40s, whether it be food or going certain places or doing certain things. So when that person change, you have to change with them to accommodate what it is that they like and don't like.
I think that's huge. Um,
She said, "I love Rocky
yeah, I've seen that.
movies."
I I think that's really big in relationships.
We both
Um,
dig into plant
when
seeds. Yeah.
you say what?
Now I was reading what somebody said. We
Oh,
both will be
no,
digging.
I was saying I think it's really big in relationships, to look at situations and be equally yoked.
Yeah,
I,
it is.
I just I think it's to say, okay, you know what, how are we looking at this situation?
That's it.
Are we in agreement on whatever the situation is?
I
Can
got.
we come to some common ground? So I enjoyed our conversation this week, brother.
I did too, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
I learned some things. You got me excited, man, with
yeah, yeah.
just
I
moving forward in life.
I think we got some. I had another topic for today, but I got a surprise for you guys next week, and so I think this conversation next week is going to be pretty heated. I think it's going to be pretty heated, man. And I got
Controversy is good, man, and hopefully
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna
But
challenge them, man. It's gonna
um,
challenge us.
yeah, yeah. I think what I want to talk about next week, and I'm just gonna kind of put it out there a little bit, is about relationships as far as with your kids and the parents. And so I think those are going to be some pretty intense conversations. I don't have children, so I think I'm good. I got nieces and nephews, so I'm just uncle. But no, I think those.
So you talking from a co-parenting type of circumstances?
Yes,
Oh, that's
yes.
gonna be heated. I might have to actually bring my boxing gloves for that one, bro.
Yeah, and I'm just going to briefly touch that right now. Um, I think it's going to be a great conversation because I'm on the outside looking in, and just coming from a man's perspective, I don't think um, a lot of women look at those situations. I think they just have tunnel vision when it comes to that sometimes.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
by this being from his perspective, I'm a father of two, age
yeah,
17 and 12.
yeah.
Love my kids to life, not to
I know
death,
you
to
do. I
life.
know you do. I
So
know
I
you
would
do.
love to, get my perspective on that. And I got 99 other brothers who, would love to get a perspective on it. So
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna be heated because it's another
it is.
side to the,
You
it's a
know,
whole
I
another
guess.
side
I
to that.
guess my thing is what I don't want is I just want your perspective on that. I just want our perspective on that, and I don't want to try to bash,
Oh, absolutely.
right? I just want to say, okay, you know what? This is how I see the situation. You know what
Right.
I mean? Because what I want is women to listen and be open to listening to the conversation. And I don't think they would be open to listening if we're just coming on and saying, oh, it's baby mama did this or this, and this,
Right,
and
right, right.
and it's jealousy and this.
Because the objective should be to learn, to
Yes,
learn from each other.
that's exactly
And you
what
can
I
only
want.
do that from listening. That's why I'm glad we did the whole communication piece first.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah,
yeah,
and
it's definitely need to be said though.
yeah, and that's why I said, yeah, this gonna be good.
So next week, and you say I get 5 hours to talk, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I got a couple people coming in on that, and like I said, yeah, it should be pretty. It should be a pretty good conversation. It should be a
Let's do it,
pretty.
brother, and
It should
let's
be a
reach out
pretty.
to the other platforms, and let's make this big because it's
Yeah,
something that's needed. It's long
man.
overdue.
Like I said, I enjoy having these conversations. I learned like today. Step up. You know what I'm saying? Step up and help out
Right.
around here. You know what I'm saying? Just on some real stuff because
Absolutely.
it doesn't take much. But um, again, I'll say this again. I said this last week. Got my wife right, so her feelings matter, right?
Yeah.
Out of
Absolutely.
anybody in the world, her feelings matter, and so if she feel like I'm not stepping up, I'm doing all the dishes this week.
You gonna do all of them?
I'm lying. I'm lying.
You ain't gonna hide none of them.
But I am going to step up and help. You know what I mean? Because I live to put a smile on her face, right? I live
Right.
to just try to be of service because, like what you were saying earlier, she is definitely of service to me. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's get it. Let's get it.
Co-parenting next week from his perspective. Co-parenting. Let's go. I really don't even
Yeah.
want to sleep all week, bro.
Listen,
But I'm
I
gonna
already know you passionate about that, brother.
no, it's gonna be good though, man. It's gonna
Yeah.
be good. We're gonna put God first, and
Yeah.
again, we're gonna learn from each other, and we're gonna come out better as victors on top.
Absolutely.
So again, thank y'all.
Yeah. Thank you guys, man. And like I said,
Appreciate you
I really
guys.
appreciate you guys just chiming in and all the comments and stuff like that. And thank you guys so much. And like I said, we'll see you guys next week.
See you.